Welcome back to Obsolete Automotive. You're watching episode 5 of the 2,400-mile Montana to Carolina road trip in my 1963 Chrysler Newport. This episode, we're going to be going through a few things in Iowa. First thing is a cornfield in Iowa, outside of Clear Lake. You might know what it is, but if you don't, it is the crash site of Buddy Holly, the Big Bopper, and Ritchie Valenz from 1959. That is what ended their lives, also known as the day the music died. So we're going to check that out, see what's there. I've never been, but I like history, American history, music history. So it's definitely worth stopping at since I'm going to be kind of going right by it. After that, I'm going to take a stop at the Surf Ballroom in Clear Lake. And that's where they performed their last show in 1959 before getting on that airplane. Then we're going to keep trucking and make it to the Blackhawk Hotel in Cedar Falls, Iowa. And we're going to get a room at this historic hotel that's supposedly the second longest running hotel in the country. I'm not sure what the first one is. I might see if I can look that up. So we're going to get a room there. We're going to see what's in town, what kind of food situation there might be. Then we're going to get some sleep. Next day, we're going to be headed towards Kentucky. So we'll see if I can make it to Cave City, Kentucky, which is where Wigwam Village number 2 is. I've always wanted to stay at that one. It is the closest one to me, but I've never actually stayed at it. I've been to the one in California and the one in Arizona a few times. Never ever been able to make it to the one in Cave City. So I'm going to see if I can't maybe work that in on this trip and give me another cool destination. I like cool old motels. I like neon signs. I just like that kitschy roadside kind of stuff. It's just, I don't know, I live for that kind of thing. And in between, there's some other stops I'm going to be doing. So follow along for the adventure. There's a lot of driving to do, a lot of miles to cover, and I hope you enjoy it. South Dakota got these artistic teepees. That must be the rival 1880 cowboy town. Well, I'm here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Check my mileage, getting about 12.5 this fill up. Check the oil, haven't burnt any oil. Check the tires, tread's good. Really no complaints of anything. It's basically been smooth sailing this whole way. And now I'm going to be crossing into Minnesota and be in Minnesota for a while, then go south into Iowa, where I got a couple places I'm going to stop at. Historical places and important parts of history, I guess you'd say. So anyways, I'm going to get the car started, and I got about 3 hours to go until I get to my first stop. So let's get going. I screwed up. I thought the cool Minnesota sign was in the rest area. So I got off and then realized it was actually on the interstate. So I didn't really get a picture of it. Oh well. off at exit 203 on I-35 and get on Iowa 9, that's the way you're going to want to go. Can anyone guess why we're in the middle of nowhere, Iowa, at a cornfield? So here at the intersection of 315th Street and Gill Avenue, we have a pair of glasses. That's probably a pretty good hint. So we're in the middle of a cornfield. And I'm assuming there's something at the end of this trail. So we'll see what we find. I'm not sure how far of a walk this is. I kind of want to run. Had very limited time. The sun's going down. I was trying to get here and one more place before the sun sets. So we'll see if I can make it. Looking, this path has got a lot of footprints on it, so I guess a lot of people come here. Kind of wonder what the annual amount of visitors is per year. Well, I can't even see the road anymore back there. Walked quite a ways. I'm I'm assuming there's something at the end of this. If you hadn't guessed yet, this is where on February 3rd, 1959, a little after 1 a.m., the plane carrying Buddy Holly, Ritchie Valenz, and J.P. Richardson, the Big Bopper, crashed. Look, they got some clippings of newspapers here. And Roger Peterson was the pilot of the airplane. So for you music aficionados or rock and roll fans, if you didn't know, you can come out here to Iowa, not too far from Clear Lake, and come to the site of the crash. It's one of those things, if you're in the area, you know, it's, I don't know, it's kind of odd feeling, I guess, when you're basically standing where these people's lives ended. And then you wonder, like, you know, you think about, you can read about it, but like the fact that people swap places on the plane for various reasons, and, you know, ultimately they survived. I believe it was Waylon Jennings was one of the ones that swapped, and I think he maybe swapped with Ritchie Valenz, you know, but they were doing this tour, the Winter Dance Party, I believe it was called, and they were, you know, the kind of headliners. Dion and the Belmonts, you know, they were in that tour, but they rode the bus. And the reason they, you know, Buddy Holly chartered the plane was the buses apparently sucked. Apparently they didn't have heat. It was wintertime. One of the band members actually got frostbite in his toes. So the conditions were kind of miserable, and Buddy Holly, I guess, chartered this plane in order to get to the next destination quicker so they could clean their clothes and all that. So, unfortunate end. Also makes you wonder what would have happened had they survived. You know, what kind of music would have came out betwixt those guys. Things we'll never know. But this was I think, a very interesting and neat detour to take. So maybe you'd be interested in coming out here and, you know, seeing where this happened. It's all part of history, music history, American history. So worthwhile to visit, I think. Even though it is basically a cornfield in the middle of nowhere, it's a more special cornfield. anyways, I'm making a walk back. I'm not sure, maybe it's a quarter of a mile walk or something like that. Mostly flat. Watch out for holes. Notice there were some holes in places where you could definitely break an ankle. Otherwise, it's pretty flat and, you know, pretty straight shot. So for those that decide to come out, it's not too bad. And back out here to the road. They do have a parking area that has a porta-john and a picnic table there. And you can make donations. Guitar picks in here for some reason. Oh cool. They're magnets with glasses on them. So I guess if you make a donation, you can take a guitar pick. So I'll definitely do that. Okay. So a person bought the property in order to make this little spot here, just make it nicer when you come visit. So that's pretty nice. All right. I'm gonna leave a couple keychains in here for people to find. And one there on the sign. Alrighty. Let's get to our next destination, which is related to this one. You might be able to guess what it is. Right by the entrance here is another thing of different, like keychains, I guess. With the guitar picks in them. They're 3D printed. They cost us about $2 to make, and we ask of a donation of at least $4 to cover our costs. I'll get one of these too. Why not? Historical site in Clear Lake, which is the Surf Ballroom. Now we're going to turn left here on Buddy Holly Place. Oh, guess, back in 1959, but we're turning left here on Ritchie Valenz Drive. We're here, the Surf Ballroom. So, in case you didn't know, this was the location of the last performance of Buddy Holly, J.P. Richardson, the Big Bopper, and Ritchie Valenz. This is only 11 minutes by car to the crash site. 460 North Shore Drive. And they, 55 Chevy. Do have a little monument here. I was hoping I would have been able to get here early enough to go inside, but you know, as it goes, ran out of time. But it's got a whole Pacific theme in there. This one is the second Surf Ballroom. What I gather, the original was across the street, so probably over there where that fancy house is, or maybe that house. I kind of wonder what this looked like in 1959, because it definitely didn't look like this. But yep, February 2nd, 1959, last performance. All right. I'm gonna get some gas here at the Come and Go. Kind of crazy how much, I guess, like the music industry or whatever's changed, but you had all those big names and they're playing it in a building like that small ballroom, and that's just what people did. And they were riding around on tour buses that didn't have air conditioning, and you know, I could never see that happening today. Like anytime a musician's playing somewhere, it seems to always be some huge coliseum, tens of thousands of people. They're riding around in huge luxury buses or private airplanes. But those people, like back in the 50s, 60s and such, they were just like, I mean, I guess they just liked the music, you know? They were out there performing, and they weren't really getting a whole lot out of it. You know, the conditions seemed like they were horrible. So, I don't know, like, could you imagine, think of a big name artist, like, you know, known throughout the country, playing in a place like the Surf Ballroom. I mean, the security alone wouldn't be able to fit in there. Just something I was thinking about. Anyways, got about an hour to go until I get to my lodging destination. So I'm going to drive a little bit, and when we get there, show you around. Cedar Falls, Iowa. And I'm but a mere minute away from where I'm planning on staying. Hopefully they got a room. I'd assume they would. So many bugs on my windshield, I can't hardly see. There. Not sure where I park. Circle around. I do have a parking lot back here. Here we go, 10-minute guest parking. That's for checking in and such. And we are here at the Blackhawk Hotel. Okay. Wine is $20. Water is $3. Got a fridge here. Sink. Lounge area. There's the light switch. Bed. Oh, they knew I was coming. Got that Cadillac ad. Got a TV. Carpeted floors. View outside is buildings. Interesting with the exposed brick. Not too bad. Oh, got a robe. Oh, this must be the bathroom. Oh, got an ironing board. Shower. They have other, I guess you could say, qualities of room. This is the cheapest room. They have rooms with different layouts. They have rooms with, what's it, like jacuzzis or whatever in them. So, not too bad. The only place open was this pizza place, so I'm gonna go for pizza round 2 and see how it compares. I guess they also have a motel, but what I gathered, it wasn't actually open at the moment. You can get parking here. It costs extra, but you don't have to try to park on the street. I was supposed to have space 6. Okay. Oh, why they 4, 5, 6. Okay. For a second, I thought they were going to have parked me right next to every other car. This is a little bit better. Doesn't look bad. Got a little table there. I got a beer from the bar to have with the pizza. Let's see. The other place, not too bad. Way better than the pizza I had yesterday. Greatest pizza ever? No. But good enough. Cool orange crush sign over there. Well, I'm about to leave Cedar Falls. I stayed here at the Blackhawk Hotel, which was known, I guess it is known as the second longest running hotel in the country. So it was basically first started in 1853, I believe it was. There's been several different names and I think several different buildings. This building was built in the 1870s, if I remember right. Second Empire style or what have you. And I think that's when the name was changed to Blackhawk Hotel. But there's basically always been a hotel on this property since the 1850s. That's kind of cool. A lot of it's still got some original charm, and a lot of it has been updated. You know, the rooms. I'm not sure if all of them are like that, but the one I stayed at, the bathroom had been totally renovated, though it still had the original door with, it looked like, with the skeleton key lock. But pretty much the insides of the rooms have been renovated, so they're not of the era, which is understandable because that's a long time ago. But good stay. The rooms were big because you had a bedroom and like kind of like a kitchen area plus a bathroom, so a lot of space. Reasonably priced. I think it was like $140 or something like that, so not too crazy. And you get a complimentary cocktail as well, so you know that makes up for the price too. Plus you get the $10 voucher for breakfast, so you gotta think that's, you know, $25 there of value. So I would recommend staying here. Nice place to stay. It's right in town, so there's a lot of places to walk to. Just don't make the mistake of getting here really late like I did, because at least on the middle of the week, the most of the restaurants are closed. So I had to get pizza for the second time, which was a lot better than the pizza I got in Murdo. But anyways, I'm going to try to get to someplace in Kentucky. I got a few options for some cool lodging. We'll see what I get to. We'll see what I end up wanting to stay at or have the ability to stay at. You just don't know if places get booked up or whatnot. And I'm going to try to find some neat things to see along the way. I haven't done a whole lot of exploring out this area, so bear with me when I try to find cool stuff. Anyways, going to hit the road. I probably should clean the windshield because you can't even hardly see out of it. Covered in bugs. More bugs on this journey than any other trip I've been on in recent time. Anyways, time to hit the highway. Which is also home of the world's largest frying pan. Built in 2004 to promote Brandon's Cowboy Breakfast. It weighs 1,020 pounds. To put in perspective how big it is, pretty big. I guess I'll say that the sign says it's Iowa's largest frying pan. So maybe not the world's largest, but I'm curious, are there other large frying pans in the world? I don't know. Well, if it's the world's largest or the largest of something, you know I'm going to stop. Rolling through, I guess, downtown Brandon right now. Brandon State Savings Bank on the left and the Farmers Savings Bank on the right. Built 1915. I bet you there's some old cars hiding around here somewhere. Thanks for stopping. Come back soon. Rolling through Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Don't think I've ever been here before. Smells like burnt popcorn for some reason. I'm gonna cross over to Cedar River again. And I guess I've realized why there's so many things called Cedar something in Iowa. Like Cedar Rapids, you know, Cedar Falls, blah, blah. I guess it's just named after the river. The world's largest truck stop, the Iowa 80 truck stop, which is also home of the worst tenderloin sandwich you'll ever get. Yep, the world's worst tenderloin sandwich. World's largest truck stop, world's worst tenderloin sandwich. And I mean, it's really big. It's got like a huge truck center with all kinds of knickknacks for a big rig, and there's like a museum and all that. And its food was not good. I would not recommend getting any food here. Yes. Falls still full. It's still pretty clean. Crossing the mighty Mississippi.
Center. What is that? us through here. Kentucky, and you might know what's here, but it's a place I've wanted to go to and stay at for many years now, but it's just never worked out. It is historic and cool. And what we got here, oh no, the neon's not on. But the Wigwam Motel. Now I've stayed at all the other wigwams, so it'll be neat to stay at this one. Down here to the office and get my room. I'm in number 7. So there's 10, 9, 8, 7.
Hard to get the key in when you can't see. There we go. So this place has all the original furniture. And there's a book showcasing the history. You can read about the history of the Wigwam villages. And the sign, the neon sign, had been repaired like I thought, but they have to have the power off to the big TP. So unfortunately, the sign has no power. So I guess I'll get a picture of it in the daylight. I was kind of hoping to see the neon though, but there's an old photo there. You can see gas pumps. There's the neon sign and the trading post and the big TP there. You can see the walls are curved because we're in a TP shaped building. Of course, you gotta be able to open your drinks, got a shower. Like I said, I've been to the other two remaining Wigwam villages. There's one in California and one in Arizona. And layouts are different and such. So they're all a little bit different, but had the same basic concept, I guess you'd say. And this one has double beds because that's all they had available. But they do have ones that have one bed. And we do have an air conditioned unit there, a TV, coffee maker, internet, you know, all the luxuries of home, like this little lamp. I'll get some better footage of the exterior tomorrow in the daylight. But there is like a playground and such down there. Well, I'm here in Wigwam number 7, here at the Wigwam Village number 2 in Cave City, Kentucky. Pretty neat. Like I said, it's dark and can't see a whole lot, so tomorrow I'll do a little more of a walk around in the daylight so you can kind of see everything. But for now, I'm probably going to see about getting something other to eat and then just relax and then go to sleep. So time to find that grub. Well, El Mazatlan here in Cave City, Kentucky has been the best food I've had on my journey. Probably because mostly of what I've been eating on this trip has been beef jerky and mid pizza. So this was actually really good. I got the chicken, or chori chicken, which was chorizo and chicken, and it was very good, and the portion was huge. Actually, that could have been enough for 2 people. Of course, I wolfed the whole thing down because there's no refrigerator or anything back at the Wigwams. So wolfed it down, had my margarita, and now we'll go back, take a shower, and probably see about going to bed. So if you're here at Cave City, I recommend El Mazatlan. Hopefully I'm saying that right, because it was pretty good. All right, go ahead and head back to the motel. There's a lot of cool motels and such. Of course, it's dark, so you can't really see a lot of them. Look, their signs aren't all on. I don't know if all the signs even work, but there's a lot of motels on this stretch of road here. Neat old signs. So maybe tomorrow I can drive through here and get a better look-see at the different motel signs. Number 7. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed episode 5. This is the next to the last episode. So episode 6 will be the final part of the journey. So stay tuned for that. You can kind of see this whole road trip from start to end. So that'll be the last episode, number 6. That's where all the fun happens. If you haven't already, be sure to follow along on Instagram at Obsolete Automotive. Don't forget to check out my Facebook discussion group and my Patreon. I'll post links to that in the description. If you've gotten this far, give this video a thumbs up. It means you have to have liked it somewhat if you've gotten this far. Don't forget to share the video and all that. And if you haven't already, hit the button down there, subscribe to the channel. Don't miss out on the rest of the future videos, the final episode of this, and there's plenty more coming. I'm always getting more cars. I'm always planning road trips, so stay tuned for that. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll catch you on the next one.